All right, welcome back. Well, as you can see, the Polaris RZR is dirty. Took it out, beat it up, and you can see the body alignment from crashes. Doesn't stay clipped in. But I just wanted to do a little intro before you see the running video right here. I have an opinion on this RC, a mild opinion. It's not going to be my final thoughts on this RC because I only ran it once for a little bit. But I wanted to give some insight to this RC. It's definitely not for a beginner, this RC whatsoever. It takes a lot of trigger control and steering control to operate this 10 scale, so I don't believe, in my opinion, that this is in any way meant for, you know, a beginner to start operating a 1/10 scale of this caliber that LOSI has designed. For anybody that's a beginner out there, I think it takes a lot of skill set to run this RC. But with all that said, watch some of this video, and then we'll be back and we'll discuss some of my thoughts. All right, back again. Here we are with the little RZR at a little spot. I stopped on my way home. We're gonna kind of see, God, the camber on the front of this thing, it's like cambered in really bad on the front. Let's see what this little thing does. You can definitely tell it's got a lot of body roll. And the tires have got a lot of traction on this asphalt. Turning radius is really good. Really trying to find, I guess you would say, kind of a use for this RC. Like, what was it built for? Like, you know, playing in the backyard maybe, sitting around a campfire after running the real RZRs all day. Meant for grass, because I don't think it's a basher, honestly. I just think it's like a scale, like a UDR scale RC. It was the same problem I think I had with the UDR, is I really didn't know what the UDR was for, and I don't use it that much. Like, I think the UDR is a cool RC for certain people. I think it's one of those shelf RCs. Let's see, steering trim. And that might be what this RC is for. I think it's more of a nostalgic style. If you own a Polaris RZR, after a long ride of running your real RZR, you and your buddies can come out and see if you can control one of these. It's definitely got really good speed. Ooh, that was a chassis hit. I don't know if the rocky terrain is really what this RC needs. Suspension definitely handles like the little bumps and whoops really smooth. I guess you would kind of pretend like you're really driving a RZR. Look at that. The landings are so smooth, just like dropping it on the table. Just planted. As you see, I haven't flipped it yet. You can slide it around on this loose gravel. Tires have got so much traction that the loose gravel just makes it slide. These things would be fun on like racing a bunch of them, I think. See who can control an RC better, because it's not a real stable RC. It definitely doesn't like big rocks. It's definitely, you could tell the really loose suspension. See how fast you can control it, trying to get the most amount of speed. Oh, right on those front wheels. It's nice that this sand is compacted now. It's not so loose, so it makes for a good jump considering this RC is really light. Oh, reverse is set up really slow. That's full reverse. So I bet you can tune this ESC, but reverse has got, it's already set up by LOSI. Your buddy's gonna get mad if you keep flipping over. Takes a lot of skill to run this RC, I'll tell you that. Adjusting the steering trim from that crash. Got pretty good squat. Does have a it's just like the Super Rock Ray. I should get them out together. When you hit the throttle, the back end kicks out. Really good traction. Ooh. Going from rocks to gravel to asphalt takes some skill. Ooh. Tires definitely got bite. I like it in the sand. it takes some skill to run this RC, I must say. You can't just nail the trigger. You got to kind of get it going, and you can gradually squeeze on that trigger. It's more like a skill test RC. And I think that's why it'll be fun with a group of people running these things. See who's got the better skill racing each other around a campfire after running your Polaris all day, or your RZR, or whatever side-by-side you have. It'd be cool to have one of these for that purpose. But is it $600 cool? That's the real answer. $700 if you want to buy the correct battery. Huh. Running out of daylight here. It does jump a little. It does drift and slide. It handles like a rock ray to me. You try to nail the trigger, the back just wants to, it gets really squirrely. It kicks to the right. But the turning radius on Asphalt is great. Oh, it doesn't like the grass. It's definitely not a grass RC. Look, that's full trigger. And then I'm not even hitting brakes. It's so low, the chassis is dragging. I'd imagine it would, yeah, it don't like grass at all. Probably like grass if it was a little taller. It's one way to do it. Ride your dirt bike to work. There's the first rip. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's fun, but I think it would be more fun with like challenges. I think setting up some sort of course, which I might have to do. It'd be fun to have two of them and race the kids. The front wheel's wobbling. That one front wheel is wobbling, probably from my hard landing. Probably bent a hex or something. Yeah, definitely survived those crashes. Look at that wheel wobble now. Full trigger. My buddy Floyd wanted a tire test. There's your tire test. No brake lights. They're just red lights in the back. Where Traxxas has brake lights, reverse lights. This one's just got lights, which I think is pretty cool. The bobbleheads haven't fallen off. Just wanted to give it a little rip. I'll do more this weekend. Will it climb? Nope. Oh, it diffs out. I would probably lock up the diffs some more. Problem with locking them up, it's going to want to roll over more. I do like the RC, I must say. I don't think it's a question of was I gonna like it. I definitely think it's LOSI quality. I think it's a fun RC. I just don't know if it's $600 worth of fun. $700 with a battery. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna charge up some full packs. I'm gonna get more time than I have right now because it's already after work and it's already late. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video today. I just wanted to do some running. I wanted to see if it would get damaged, and you can see I do like how it stands up, but you can walk the dog. That's funny. If it had a lock diff or some wheels on the back, need to add more reverse though. Three-wheel motion. Diffs out really easy. Definitely a skill set RC. Pretty cool. It's all about trigger control with this RC. But there we go. Thanks for watching. All right, so now you've seen just some running video of me just running this thing. Nowhere special. I didn't take it anywhere special. Just pulled over on the side of the road. And this pin is stuck. Just pulled over on the side of the road and hit a little area that I like to stop at. I've ran the X-Max there before. It's just a cool little spot just to burn off, you know, relax before I get home. But as you see, body was already stuck. The RC, I had a blast with it, honestly. It was fun. It was fun to burn off. It takes a lot of skill, a lot of trigger control to operate this RC. I do like the lights. I think if I were to keep this, I would hot glue these wires into this bumper so that they're not hanging out like this. The chassis did take some impacts. Well, that's not good. That the switch sits lower than the RC. When you lay it upside down, it turns on the RC car. But the chassis, for the most part, did good. I didn't expect anything less. It's LOSI quality. These rear arms, just from the little bit of running, these are sandblasted to hell. They are pretty much, you know, no finish left on them because they hang lower and everything gets thrown at them. So, don't know what that means, but long term, I think these things will get sandblasted almost in half and probably start to break these lower links. So definitely got to watch where you run this thing. I'm in California. Everything's rocky out here. We're surrounded by mountains. So definitely there's rocks and pit and gravel everywhere. Maybe sand is different, but I feel sand would still sandblast these things anyway, like the beach, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's LOSI quality. I didn't go super ham with it. I was basically, even the springs are sandblasted now. The paint is off the springs. Front drive shaft, all the paint that was on them is starting to come off. Yep, they're starting to get sandblasted as well, along with the rear axles. But, you know, there's two ways to look at this. This is either a novelty piece that somebody who owns a real RZR, and you're out riding with your buddies, and you get to your camping spot, it's already dusk, you light a fire, you cook some dinner, you've already eaten, you're sitting around having your favorite beverage, and you grab your remote and you start playing with this thing and you know, refine your skill set while you're just sitting around the campfire. You know, you and your buddies got a few of these things. I think it'd be a blast. It sounds like a good time to me as well. I really think that, you know, the people that are going to buy these things are the true off-road people, the people running, you know, quads and RZRs like this, and love the RC. I love RC, so for me, you know, any RC, I'll have a good time with. And I had a blast with this thing. It didn't break on its first outing. I nose planted it. You know, I didn't beat the heck out of it. I was just trying to check my skill set, you know, which I'm going to do some more running. So, you know, this ain't my final thoughts on this RC, but I can 100% give an opinion whether I think this RC is worth $600 or not. And my answer to that is no. I don't think it's worth $600. Not for the average person. Do I think people will pay $600? I truly do. I think the people that own RZRs, I mean, you know, Polaris RZRs, those things are not cheap. And I think if they can afford a RZR and do that kind of stuff, they'll probably buy one of these and play with it around the campfire when they're out ripping their real RZR, you know. I think that's what this was designed for, maybe those guys. Do I think just the average, you know, RC enthusiast would buy one of these? Not at that price point. Now, do I think the RC's not worth that price point? No, I think it is worth that. You know, I have the Super Rock Ray out here, and there's a reason, because when running this, it kind of reminded me of that Super Rock Ray. Even though that's a live rear axle, the handling characteristics versus this little mini thing, with the power it's at, 3S, I think is perfect for it. It was giving me that kick out in the rear like the Super Rock Ray does. But that's $900. So that's $300 more than this RZR thing. And I think that's over, you know, a little overpriced. I think you get a lot more with that. It's an 8S rig, 6S or 8S, whatever you want to run, but that takes 2 batteries. So if we look at this, needing a battery at $700, that's going to be $1,100 or $1,200 because it requires 2 batteries. So whether you're going to run 6S or 8S in that. So do I think LOSI has priced this out of the market? No. Do I think they're looking at selling this to the mass people? I don't. It's $600 is too much for people to spend on a 10 scale like this. I just don't think people will do it. Would I do it? No. It's not an RC that I can honestly say that I would go out of my way to go get because I just have to have it and I love it. I bought the Super Rock Ray because I love the looks of it and the size and the scale of it. And it turns out I like the Baja Ray more than I like the Super Rock Ray, and they're based off the same chassis. Some people were telling me that this is, you know, the Ray. You know, it says it right on the box. It is the Ray. You know, it's based off, you know, LOSI's smaller scale RCs, but it's designed way different. It has nothing in common with those other RCs that they have. It just doesn't. So this one's got speed, it's got agility. You really got to know what you're doing when running it. If not, you're going to flip over constantly. It's going to flip at every trigger pull, and it's just going to roll over. You're going to have to go pick it up, and you know, that's why I don't think a new kid is going to, you know, love running this thing, because it's going to want to flip all the time, and he's just going to keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it. And he's going to get to the point where, you know, he's done flipping this thing. Either his skill sets are going to get better, or, you know, he's going to destroy this RC. But with all that said, I honestly don't think that this RC is worth $600. That's just my opinion. I think it's LOSI quality. Do I think people will pay it? I truly do. I think that this is designed for a certain amount of people. Do I love the RC? Yes. It handles great. I'm going to have a great time with it. It's going to be a fun RC for me. I love the looks of it. I like the light kit on it. I, you know, like the body. Longevity, I don't know how long this thing is going to last. And, you know, is it going to be, you know, 5 runs, 10 runs? I just don't know. But I'm going to find out. I'm going to beat it up this week, and I'm going to run it hard like I do every one of my RCs. And we'll take a look at it after, you know, the week is up, and we'll see what's left and how much stuff is damaged on this thing. I think it's a cool RC. I don't think it's for everybody out there. I don't think it was designed that way. I think it was designed for a limited, you know, amount of people. People not buying it, do I feel it's going to affect LOSI? No, because LOSI has a lot of these things. Not a lot of people bought the Super Rock Ray or the Super Baja Ray. You know, they just don't sell, you know, masses of those cars. I don't think they're going to sell a ton of these things. You know, they might have a sale here and there, and people will pick them up. But I don't think it's going to be like the Fire Team, where they're going to knock this half price and this is going to be a $300 RC. I just don't see it. There's too much money here. Too much money in all these parts that are designed. You know, the tubs, all the plastic around it, this whole chunk back here of plastic, you know. I mean, there's a lot in the construction of this RC that I just haven't seen in any other RC. So for me, I think, you know, they valued it right, but I think they're targeting an audience that's not everybody out there. And I think that's the difference between the Fire Team and this. Fire Team was designed for everybody, and that they thought, you know, at $750, you know, that the Fire Team was going to fly off the shelf, and it didn't. It backfired on them because the price point was just, you know, out of range when it came to like the Mojave. The Fire Team should have, if it was dropped at the same price the Mojave was, I think they would have sold out of it. I honestly do. I think that they missed the mark on that. And I think same thing with this this Polaris. I think they missed the mark with the amount of money that this thing cost. But I just don't think LOSI is because it's good quality. I don't think LOSI really, you know, cares. You know, there might be some sales on it. I don't think they're going to knock it in half, and this is going to be a $299 RC. I don't see it. I can almost guarantee it's not going to happen. I don't think they made, you know, a ton of these things. I think they have some of them, but I don't think they mass built them like Arma did with the Fire Team. Arma was, you know, used to all their drops selling out and not being able to get parts for them. LOSI, they're used to this. They're used to just that little higher quality. They know what they're building. They know what they're building is right. That's why the TLR Typhon, you know, LOSI tuned. I think Horizon was trying to combine the two to get the sales up on the TLR Typhon. I think they took their Typhons and stuck the TLR tuned on top of it, Team LOSI Racing, and thought that thing was going to fly off the shelf as well, using a brand that is known for making the finer RCs out there. I'm not saying that they're the finest RCs. I just noticed that the quality control with LOSI is way different than the quality control that I find with Arrma. But that's just one man's opinion. That's my opinion. And I feel LOSI charges that premium, kind of like Traxxas charges their premium for their RCs. But Traxxas makes it up in part sales. Their parts are dirt cheap. LOSI, parts are expensive, RCs are expensive. You know, Arrma, you get a little cheaper RC with expensive parts. So in the end, you know, they all seem to be about, you know, the same. They're either going to make it in a long run on part sales and give away the RC, or, you know, they're going to charge a lot for the RC and just keep that RC going as long as, you know, an RC can go, because these things are plastic and they do wear. And that was the whole thing that I talked about back when the Big Rock was around. At what point is an RC no good? You know, at what point do you just replace the RC than rather than rebuilding it? You're not going to rebuild these things, and they're not going to last forever. Plastics and everything wears. Things become brittle. This plastic is going to become brittle to where you breathe on it, it's going to fall apart. And every time you run it, it's going to break. So longevity is very important. And that's where metal chassis with plastic arms come in. So an all plastic RC is going to have a lifespan that is not going to outlast a metal chassis RC. A metal chassis RC can always be rebuilt because the whole thing is not plastic. But I'm just rambling now. We are going to do some more comparisons with this thing. I just don't know what to compare it to. If you guys want to see it, compare it against something. I just think that this is a skill set RC, and this takes a lot, and I had fun doing it, is to keep it from flipping, keep it on that edge. How fast can you go? How can you slide it? Can you 180 it? You know, all these different things that I was trying to do without flipping the RC. So there was a lot of control today that I had to use. Some years of driving RC went into effect when it came to running this RC. Now, if I just went out there and full triggered it and didn't care, the thing would just keep flipping over on its lid. And that's not what I was looking for. I was trying to, I love the way the suspension operates. I love the movement of it. And I think that's something that they were doing with the UDR. And I think that the smooth landings with this, and I actually like the handling of this little RZR better than I like the handling of the UDR, to be honest with you. I think that this is a fun RC. Would I spend $600 to buy one? The answer is 100% no. I think it's outrageous. I wouldn't spend $650 plus the 10% tax here in California to buy one of these. And that's my honest to God opinion. But it's a great RC. It's well built. And I'm going to have fun with it. So there you go. Stay tuned for some more videos on this. I want to see what the longevity will be. Will the quality of a LOSI, you know, break my heart? Will this thing break and start falling apart? Will this thing become a piece of junk with what I plan on doing with it? We'll find out. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the first run of this RC, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.